This is Doofy McButterscotch, and we're back again for some more movie reviews. Now, I kind of sped past Out of Sight and Oh Brother, Where Art Thou in the last review, so I'll give a proper review to those ones. Out of Sight is one of those, it's one of those romance action flicks. It's got George Clooney and Jennifer Lopez, and Jennifer Lopez and George Clooney are the good guys, and they're trying to get the bad guys, and it's a secret agent film. I mean, it's been done a bazillion times, so it's nothing special, nothing anyone would really want to watch on purpose. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Now, I actually found this film a little bit boring. I mean, I didn't really like the folk country songs and all that kind of stuff. It kind of just bored me, and putting in George Clooney in a singing spot was pretty embarrassing, and it was just too country for me. I didn't really like it that much, but yeah, I just didn't really like it. George Clooney, what do I think of him? Well, I obviously don't really like him that much. I think he's kind of a douchebag. I mean, he's just the usual actor who gets the ladies and does all the stuff, and he's just boring. He's boring as shit. He doesn't do anything special. You never hear any scandals about the guy. He always plays it safe. I mean, it is boring. And you want to know what this shot is from? You want to know what this movie is from? Take a guess. Nope, it's not that. It's The Thin Red Line. And you want to know how long his part is in A Thin Red Line? You want to know how long you see him in this role? Less than 2 minutes. That's right. His role in that movie is shorter than this video is at this very moment. What the hell? Seriously. What the hell, George Clooney? I can't believe you still have fans. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I'm giving George Clooney way too much credit. He can go to hell, because we're now going to Sean Connery. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Dun, da, da, da. Now, I liked the last movie quite a bit. Well, technically it's no longer the last movie because they added in Crystal Skull, which, yeah. That movie is not in this book, so I don't have to review that. What do I think of The Last Crusade? I thought it was pretty awesome. I always like these Indiana Jones movies because of the villains. I mean, I really like the villains in there, especially the army guy and the dude, or that one knight at the very end that says, "You chose wisely." I use that saying every once in a while in my own life. I'll say when someone's picking out a gift for me, or if someone's asking me what's the right pop to say and they pick the right one, I'll say, "You chose wisely." And if they pick the wrong one, I'll say, "You chose poorly." I'm surprised that's not a more famous saying in the movies, because I use that shitload in my life. I mean, I think that's a cult classic, that one saying. And the movie's pretty darn good. It gets a thumbs up from Doofy McButterscotch. I really like most of the Indiana Jones movies. Even Crystal Skull. I mean, compare it to all the other shit that's out there. It's still way better than the worst. The Rock, we already did it. Entrapment. Now this is all about Sean Connery being a secret agent. Dun, 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 dun. But it's not a James Bond film, because his name in this film is obviously Robert McDougall. That's not James Bond. But he stars with Catherine Zeta-Jones when she was still really hot. And it's a spy movie. And Catherine Zeta-Jones is doing the splits and doing all sorts of sexy movements to get through a laser obstacle course. And Sean Connery, of course, is just the creepy old guy that kind of stares at her and says, "Ha ha ha, good job, Catherine. Good job. Do it again to make sure it wasn't a fluke." Yeah, that's kind of what I got. I don't really have a real good Sean Connery voice, but yeah, I mean, that's what I saw from it. I mean, just a creepy old guy staring at a hot girl for about an hour and a half, or however long it went for. But it's still good. Still good. The Hunt for the Red October, we already did that. The Untouchables. Well, it's all about a football team that is untouchable. Nah, psych, it's not about that. It's about, mobsters? What you talking about, Willis? Mobsters? And you call the movie The Untouchables? How much sense does that make? It's gonna be a mob movie about killing people and all that jazz, but we're gonna call it The Untouchables. I never really understood the title for this. I mean, mobsters sure as hell aren't untouchable. I mean, if anything, they're the most touchable people in the world. I mean, you touch them and then, why am I talking about touching? This is getting perverted. Anyway, enough about my beef with the title. It's got Kevin Costner in it, and Sean Connery is basically the old guy that gives out his advice to everybody, and they've got Robert De Niro as Al Capone, and it's an okay mob movie. It's not as much about the mobsters, more about the cops. So if you're watching this for the mobsters, give it a pass. But if you want to see it from the side of the law, you might give it a shot. It's not a terrible movie, but Thunderball. Now, this is the first in 4 James Bond movies that are on this particular list. The other 6 movies did not, or the other 2 James Bond movies that Sean Connery made are not on here. You'll see that Dr. No and From Russia with Love are not on here, but oh well, what will be will be. Thunderball. Now this one had the classic villain, the guy with the eye patch, and it was awesome, like every single James Bond movie. Hell yeah. I mean, they're all awesome, aren't they? They're pretty cool. And in nowhere in the movie will you see thunder or balls or a thunderball. So if you're watching it for any of those 2 things, give it a pass, because you're not gonna see them. They're not in there. Anyway, it's the normal plot. Bad guys trying to take over the world and shit. But oh no, we're running out of time. Okay, we're gonna review the other 3 James Bond movies and First Night in the next vid. See ya.